I did some investigative work and I saw something. Happy new moon in Capricorn, by the way. This is happening like now. This new path is opening up to you, the Ace of Discs. The Lovers. To me, the Lovers often presents itself as a pathway. It's known as the card of the choice, as well as love. And this path could involve love. But let's start here. This is a path that has opened up to you. You've gone through some sort of initiation, and now both sides of you, just like the High Priestess, have come in communion. They've come into partnership. So you don't have these different aspects of you arguing or fighting for the spotlight. They have somehow come into perfect union, hence the Lovers, which is what has opened up this path to begin with. I did a reading, the one right before this one, number 255. Damn, this is a power move. The main card in that reading was this Four of Discs. And here it is, again, mysteriously, on the bottom of the deck. I pulled these cards last night when I was in bed, just meditating on what messages wanted to come through for this new moon in Capricorn, which I'm very excited about. That's a good omen, with the Nine of Cups still here as well. From this previous reading that I just mentioned, number 255, the reason I'm taking the time to pull from that is a collective timeless reading, and this is a time-based one for the new moon in Capricorn, which is happening on January 18th, 2026, 2:52 p.m. EST, my time, at 28 degrees. This new moon, it's different. It's bringing forward other things because it's at such a later degree. Even though it's a new moon, I do see this as something, and it shows it in the cards, something that is reaching a crescendo even now. Imagine this pathway as a grand opening. You may even be starting something brand new. You may be starting something brand new. Take pride in whatever that is. Capricorn wouldn't have blessed you with its energy and its approval if this wasn't something magnificent. Capricorns, they're tough, right? It's Saturn energy. You show up and you're the best. And anything less than the best, well, we'll work on it and we'll make it better. Capricorn is the best. And when it comes to matters like these, the discs, the pentacles, the coins, Capricorn, I would argue, does it best, right? Because of its Saturn influence. You're about to embark on a journey that actually isn't new. That's my point. This is something that may even be a little bit of a touchy subject for you, whether this is embarking on some sort of journey that has to do with love, or it's something more practical. You could be going on a date with someone, turn this outfit into evening look. Excuse me. Look what I just noticed. The Ace of Pentacles. Oh, yes. The reason I mentioned number 255, damn, this is a power move, is because you did something. You changed a power dynamic in your life by taking control and taking charge. And again, Capricorn does that best in this regard. It's facts on paper. It's nothing personal. I had to make this decision because it's best for everyone. You know, we had to make these budget cuts, or we had to lay off Mark over there because, you know, we're downsizing, or we're whatever. Capricorn has a way of convincing the person that they're letting go. Let's just use that as an example. They have a way of making it sound like it's a better deal for the other person. So I'm seeing that here. I'm seeing your guides approaching someone. And this is what's changing the power dynamic and putting you in the I'm hearing on the winning team. Is you have this middleman going in. It's not even you directly. I'm seeing that. And they're confronting this third party, this other person that has been, I'm getting the word nuisance in your life. They came through as a sycophant in number 255. That's someone who's a leech. They're an energy vampire. They tried to use you in some way. So I'm seeing a middleman step in. This all has to do with this reading. That's what this new beginning has to do with, is everything beyond whatever you just went through here. I'm seeing someone let someone go, like they're laying someone off from a company, but they're giving them a really great severance package. So this person actually leaves, believe it or not. I don't know how the guides do this, right? We work with some powerful forces where this other person actually feels better off in some way. Now, I'm not trying to offend you. Like, if this was a romantic relationship, I'm not saying, oh, this person's better off. But in a way, everybody's back in their, you know, rightful place, and they're with their people, you're with yours, and, you know, no harm, no foul, right? That's Capricorn. They're experts in this regard. Now, as for you, I'm seeing you really happy with whatever has happened here, and you're starting this new beginning. But let me get back to this 28-degree thing and how this actually isn't technically a new beginning. It's kind of something that you already... Well, it's coming through as the 5 of Swords. Let me unpack this here. We have the Princess of Wands, and we have the 5 of Swords. I'm studying the Thoth Tarot, so I thought this would be a fun way to practice. The Princess of Wands and the 5 of Swords is the Page of Wands and the 5 of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot. What I'm seeing here is you went for something, whether it was love, some sort of passionate... For some of you, it was a project, or you went for a job. It's something that made you feel like, I'm going to take a chance on this. And with the 5 of Swords, it's almost as if you jumped and landed. You jumped and landed right into the prickers in some regard. And again, guys, you know, how many times has anyone that's done anything had a failure, right? I don't even like to call them failures. They're just trials. right? They're just bugs in the system. I'm seeing this new moon as a 2.0, a 3.0, a 4.0, a 5.0 of something that already exists. So this reading, look, your new path is opening. Is it really new, or is it more something that, again, could be a little bit of a sore subject because you felt hurt or slighted in some way with the Five of Swords? You could have even had people talking about you, gossiping about you. I'm hearing slandering your name, starting rumors and things like this because you were so open-hearted and free. That challenges the feeble-minded, because when there's someone who's just so unafraid, that bucks against the system. You are the outsider, you are the odd one out, or you're the leader, depending on how you want to look at it. It's intimidating to the people who use so much energy to remain as blendable as possible. But I'm not talking to sheeple today. I'm talking to innovators. I'm talking to people that live out loud, who are not afraid to be themselves, who, when they feel something rise within their intuition or within their heart or within their passions, they jump, they go for it. You could have even received a message from the divine Page of Wands, the Princess of Wands. You could have received, I'm hearing, a holy message to do something, to go for something. And to your surprise, it didn't work out, or it wasn't as you hoped, or something. You ended up cutting it off, whatever this was. You could have just put an end to it with the Five of Swords. Or, this could have been something that kind of put an end to your energy in a sense. It cut away from you. It fired you possibly. So that's why I say there's something about a sore subject here, where this would be something that you felt, I'm hearing the word devastated about. So for some of you, this was like a past relationship that you leapt and you put your heart into it. No, not left, leapt. But you could have left, or they left. So, but for others, I'm seeing this more as some sort of passionate thing that you worked on, and you tried something and you had to leave it in the past. But now this new path is opening, and it's very high vibrational with the Lovers. Like, this is something that, this was the real thing. They were just prepping you before. And that might sound kind of, I'm hearing the word cruel. Some of you may feel like that was cruel, but it's kind of like a Mr. Miyagi thing, right? It's wax on, wax off. They're not always going to give us all the pieces of the puzzle, and they do that on purpose so that we don't self-sabotage, or so that we don't fall into old patterns of behavior. They keep us on kind of a, believe it or not, it's kind of a narrow road when we're being trained. Picture yourself kind of shimmying down this extremely narrow path. Like, when you're following the wisdom of the divine, or whoever you consider to be your higher power, even if it's just your higher self, when we're following that pathway, it's actually very narrow. So we may feel like, oh, how could this happen? I misheard God, or I thought this was my person and I bombed out, or, I thought that this was going to be something positive and it ended up being terrible, or what have you. And for some of you, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't place the thing. I can't place what that thing was. We all have something. I'm seeing for some of you, this could have been something back. I'm hearing in primary school. Is primary elementary? I think that's like a British thing, right? Primary? Anyways, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Regardless, I'm seeing someone young and they're standing in front of the class. I'm seeing them with a big board. Kind of looks like a science fair project, and I'm seeing kids like laughing. I'm seeing someone like throw a piece of paper at you and the teacher, stop, stop, stop. So I'm seeing that when you try to express yourself in the past, even if this was when you were really young, I'm getting you're a public speaker. You're a public speaker. So I'm getting that we're going to reopen that wound. That's what the guides are saying. There's a statistic that people would rather die than public speak. The percentage is higher that people would rather just die. They're more afraid to public speak than they are to die, in other words. How many times can I say die? The algorithm is going to kick me off. I'm not saying unalive. I'm sorry. I have too much pride for that. All right. I'm a word person, so I'm not going to say the word unalive. I apologize. I've tried it. So I try to just avoid the word altogether. See, you could be avoiding something altogether, but it's like literally your pathway. This is the pathway. But something could have happened even when you were younger, or this was a repetitive pattern. I'm literally seeing them open up this old wound so that we can... This is looking like a surgery to me right now as I'm talking with the Five of Swords. Like a spiritual one. Where you're laying on the table. Excuse me, confirmation. You're laying on the table. I'm seeing them removing... I don't know why I'm seeing this, but I'm seeing them removing this long metal link chain. It kind of looks like the chains on a swing. I feel like I had a dream last night about swinging on the swings. So yeah, again, for some of you, something happened when you were younger and it set you off, not in the wrong direction, just in another direction. And now it's like you're having the opportunity to kind of reconvene with your pathway that's going to bring you into a better life. That's this message. And if that story didn't resonate for you with the public speaking, it's something like that. It could be love for you. You could have gotten burned. So this new moon in Capricorn is very earthy. They can be a little bit strict as well, and they have high standards. So I'm seeing if this is a new person for you with the Ace of Pentacles, Spirit is bringing you someone that's like boom, 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 boom on the list. Like they're getting everything on your list that you've been manifesting in a partner. Some of you could have made a vision board, or you have in the past, or you've prayed, or whatever you do to manifest. Maybe you've used the moons, as we're reading on the new moon today. But I'm seeing with this Capricorn energy, it's like the gift basket arrives. It's high quality. It's expensive. It's I'm seeing you walking into a nice hotel. Like, this is the equivalent. This person flies you out first class and you're in this hotel room. I'm seeing a grand piano in the back, and I've seen this place before. I've had dreams about this, and I feel it's more of a metaphor than a literal thing. But this is like this is an honor I'm getting. I'm seeing you were flown here to speak like in front of a university, because I'm seeing graduation gowns. But you're not one of the ones graduating. See, you've already graduated. This is like, and I'm talking spiritually, guys. Could be literal for some, but you know, because I know people in academia literally, and maybe you're watching this, so hello. Always great to have you guys. But I'm seeing it more as a metaphor. Like, you're not the one graduating. This is more advanced. This is something that's, you've gone through multiple cycles of this. Now, I've worn this pearl necklace here today. And I got this pearl necklace to symbolize, well, it's like an Ace of Pentacles concept. And I'm going to explain to you what it is, because it's exactly what this reading is talking about. A pearl is created through friction. And I'm seeing that this past thing, and I'm going to grab some cards as well, everyone. I just want to like open up this channeled aspect of the message that I got last night for the new moon in Capricorn. So I'm seeing this as, it looks old. I'm seeing you're blowing off some sort of, you could be blowing off something else or someone else. Like, I'm blowing that off. I'm done with that. I'm doing something else. But I'm seeing you in this kind of antique shop. I'm seeing an armoire, and you're opening up the glass doors, and there's nothing else inside except for this little piece of paper, and it's all folded up. And I'm seeing you slowly undo this, really, like the squares, you folded it many times. And I'm seeing you unfold the squares into this full piece of paper, and it's a message from your higher self. I had a reading like this talking about hidden message. Why do I want to say that was for the full moon in Cancer? Let me take a peek. That would be interesting. Hidden message found, full moon in Cancer, number 250. See, these readings tie together, guys. Like, even though this is a time-based reading, the strings go from message to message. Like, when I read on the moons, this is very esoteric for me, just so you guys know, like what my thought process is and how I do my readings and stuff. For me, moons are extremely esoteric, and I use them as such, and it helps me to see clearer into the Akashic records. So here we are. There's something ancient, something old that you've carried with you, and for some of you, you've put this away. You've put it on the shelf. You've let dust collect on whatever this is, and now some sort of wound is being reopened. And for some of you, it's love, right? With the lovers, literally. But for others, it's some sort of financial pathway, or it's a career thing. It's something that you felt like a fool for before, but you didn't realize you've been establishing a very stable path this whole time with Capricorn. Capricorn is giving you the approval. This is like getting an approval from... This is like getting the approval from someone you admire, someone you look up to, like an old mentor with Saturn. This is the person you need the signature from, is Capricorn, this energy. And they're giving you the signature, in other words, right? Which is very exciting. So don't make a mistake. Yeah, I'm seeing the Four of Cups. Like, don't, out of stubbornness or fear of the unknown, turn away this opportunity with this new moon in Capricorn. It'll reveal itself more to you, but it's like a pearl. And the way that I see this pearl is it's being transmuted. It's being transmuted into this new pathway. It's an old pearl. It already exists. Something has been growing this whole time. You've been working on something this whole time. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Happy new moon in Capricorn. Again, this new moon in Capricorn. Wow, we have the tower. I'm going to keep that. This new moon in Capricorn is happening January 18th, 2026 at 2:52 p.m. EST time. Please adjust for your time. 28 degrees. See what I mean by this is kind of a sore subject? With the tower, you're going to feel, I'm seeing the word cashmere, but there's luxury. There's something you might have given up on yourself here in some regard. You and me both, right? I'm saying this in a way of this might be something where you're like, oh, I hung up my hat, or oh, I've kind of, I've given up on that or whatever. Because this has been something that's been going on for a long time. So with the tower, it might even feel like it's kind of interrupting your day. I'm hearing interrupting our regularly scheduled programming. So this could interrupt your routine and I don't mean that in a negative way, guys. I'm just saying it might feel that way. Like if this is love, Five of Wands, this might feel like, oh, this is a bad time or something like that. And obviously, guys, this is a general tarot reading, right? Like, if you feel like something's a bad time, it's a bad time. But I'm seeing this as something so positive that you don't want to miss this. And my reading for 2026 was titled Exhilarating Year You Don't Want to Miss. You don't want to miss this. This is something happening this year for you. And it could even feel like, wow, that was something from like 9 years ago, because we just came out of a 9-year and we're in a year 1. So this could be something, or just a concept in your mind like, hey, maybe I can actually be happy, right? It could be something like that. Like you've had to be strong for so long that something positive coming in may feel like a threat with the tower. All right, they're saying put that back in now. We got our point across. So I believe that by talking about these things, it changes history. Well, it changes the future. It changes, Ace of Swords. We're clearing the pathway by exposing pitfalls so that you don't miss this and you don't view it as something negative when it's actually something very positive. But our emotions can sometimes be deceiving. Certain patterns can rise, or your body can react out of trauma to certain things that come up, even if they're positive. So now that we've said that, it allows for you to say yes instead of saying no. For some of you, it's like for a date. You might say like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm like really busy these days or whatever. And you could really like the person. But what I'm seeing is, even if that timeline did happen, the person eventually, I'm seeing like 3 months later, you'd like run into them again, and it would, it's like a meet cute, this person, if it's a person for you. Like you have destiny with this person. With the Magician, I told you, you manifested this person. And with Capricorn, every single thing is on the list. Everything. It's almost like impossible. You're almost going to think it's fake, or you're going to think that it's this person or this job opportunity or this pathway. You might question if it's actually a diversion off of your path, because you could have been working so hard on yourself, on your life, etc., that you've been trying to stay so focused that now when this comes up, it's going to feel like a tower. But sometimes towers need to happen. Think certain mindsets or situations or routines or parts of our psyche need to be broken down so that we can be blessed. Yeah, for some of you, this is a really passionate person, but they're also like very balanced with the Justice card and the 9 of Pentacles. Like this, this person is not like anyone you've known. Like, they have certain characteristics that don't typically go together. Like, you're gonna be surprised by this person. I'm getting that. And it's all different genders. Like, I'm seeing it's a certain archetype, and the archetype is very unique. This is like a new sort of human. And I feel like you're that archetype as well. And you've been waking up to yourself. You've been realizing who you are, settling into yourself. So that has opened up this road for you as well to be able to actually appreciate this person or this job or this move or this new hobby or this new pathway, whatever that means for you. So we're going to grab 3 cards. Sometimes I just like to give the cards a moment to speak in their free form. Remember to only take what resonates and leave the rest for the next guy. All right. And 1. Yep. This is where we're going, guys. And remember, I had that full moon in Cancer reading. And there's this Cancer with the Chariot. All the moons tie together. That's why I like to read on the moons. Because it's the deep emotional stuff that really we don't want to talk about, like possibly even like with a therapist or with your partner or with your friend, because it's so deep and so emotional, like some of this stuff, and it's private. It's in the dark with the moon, right? So I like to kind of just help us process through this stuff together. So, it's kind of more like in the astral. Some of you are not even watching this reading, but I'm reaching you. Nice to see you guys. All right. 1, 2, and 3 for this wonderful new moon in Capricorn. Oh, guys, I told you. We have the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Judgment card. This is divinely orchestrated. This is the fates. The Morai. Like, you can't escape this person. We have the Death card. For some, this may be a twin flame, but this would be someone you're interested in if that's the case. I'm someone that believes that, not everybody should be with their twin flame, but it does happen sometimes. So I leave room for possibility. But with the Hierophant here, I feel like you're going to get with someone here. This is something fixed. I'm hearing the word fixed. You or them could be a fixed sign or have a lot of fixed in your chart too, because we have Scorpio and Taurus, and we have the fixed signs here. And we have Pluto energy. So we have Scorpio and Taurus and the fixed signs in terms of signs. But anyways, if the sign doesn't come up, that doesn't mean this isn't for you, right, guys? It's just, sometimes people need proof or evidence, and it helps them to believe, right? But some of us, we just know in our hearts, because you have the gift of knowing. I'm hearing that. You have the gift of knowing. This is your confirmation. That's for someone. And also, to have the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck, I feel like that also proves my title here. Look, your new path is opening. Because this is a revelation card. So you are going to feel, especially with the Tower as well, that this is a revelation. Like, this is shocking. Like, you're not expecting this. For some of you, it's definitely a person. But for others, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment card, this is a divine calling. Like, For someone, you're literally meant to be a public speaker, but you went through so much in your life that you have felt like you didn't want to do that. But you know in your heart like that you're called to that. I'm seeing you giving like talks with the slides and everything like that. Like you're a teacher with the Hierophant as well. So just let that be confirmation if that's you. But if it's not that, if you're not like a speaker or a teacher, it's something of the sort that you feel is a divine calling for you. It could be music for some of you. You could be like, oh, I put that away, you know, my old dusty guitar. Um, you're always going to be a musician. You're always going to be an artist. You're always going to be a writer. You're always going to be a dancer. You're always going to be what you were like when you were a kid or what you grew into. Like that's who you are. And you don't always have to be professional, whatever the fuck that means. You don't have to be anything. You are who you are, and your life matters. And the work you produce, I'm seeing the fates. This is, I believe, part of things are fixed. The topic of predestination is a thick one, right? That we can talk about another day, because I've studied that thoroughly for many years, especially back when I was a Christian. But I do believe there is an aspect of our journeys that are fixed. So that should actually be a relief that you can't fall off the path, technically. You just, I'm seeing that again, you just reconvene with that pathway. And that's what's happening here with this new moon in Capricorn for whatever reason. Right? That's what's coming through for me to share with you guys, I'm saying. Because, you know, I'm not an astrologer, but I study astrology, right? And I keep as close as I can to astrology because I feel like it's one of those things that is fixed, but at the same time, I believe it's like a map of the soul. So we're given this blueprint, but we are able to, with the magician that we had earlier, we're able to technically evolve or transcend beyond our patterning and conditioning. And that's what the point of like North Node is, for example, is you're going from, it's like a beast, right? Your South Node is the tail and your North Node is the head. So you're meant to evolve. Like you're not meant to just be like, well, I'm a Virgo, I guess I'm neurotic, whatever, you know, I guess I'm critical. You know, we're meant to embrace the lessons of our astrology. That's what I believe, right? So the same goes for destiny and fate and those sorts of things. I believe there's a fixed pathway like a map, but there's always going to be side roads. There's always going to be surprises. That's what makes life fun and interesting, right? And for some of you, this side road is a person. Like you're not expecting to meet someone like this. Like this person will surprise you, or this pathway will. Again, this is something that you might not like at first. Not that you won't like this person, but you won't like how it makes you feel. It makes you feel vulnerable, or it makes you feel like I don't want to go there again, or this happened before, or I tried to be a writer, or, you know, whatever this was, guys, they're poking you. It's Capricorn. It's tough. You know, it's tough energy. It's kind of like, it's 5 a.m. at the farm. It's time to wake up. We got a lot of work to do out back. You know, it's that sort of energy that it gets us in shape. So again, Tower, Judgment card, you might kind of be like, I'm 5 of Wands. I'm busy. Like, I don't have time for love. I don't have time for this. But I believe we've changed the possibility that you would miss this by talking about it. Right? And that's where the magician aspect comes in. For me as a reader. All right. That's the fun stuff. These glasses match. That's why I was pausing on that. Okay. So one more thing before I open these cards. Let me just be clear, guys. We already got the message, right? We're opening these cards. We're at 42 minutes right now, so my episodes are meant to be 45. So anytime we go over that, it's the after party. It's the continental breakfast. It's free. So I have this magical bag of, no, not tricks, crystals for our journey that we're taking, this new path. And I'll show you why we need this, right? So let's start here. Okay, I have 3 different crystals here today. And then we'll open these cards and see what else we need to know for this new moon in Capricorn. Our first crystal here, the star of the show, is this amethyst. Right? The amethyst is what allows us to see the path to begin with. The energy of amethyst. You don't even have to own amethyst. Amethyst is someone who has an open crown chakra and is open. Yeah, I'm seeing like shimmering lights back there. Hey guys, there's all the fairies. All my fairy friends in the background. Very mystical, magical folk. So to me, amethyst is just someone who has an open crown chakra. And I feel like if you own amethyst, it just helps you tap into that even further. So that's our first stone. We're able to see the path to begin with and to help us to stay clear with the Ace of Swords as we're moving down the path. Now, our second crystal here, and I almost don't want to show this on camera because it's so precious to me, and I have 2 of them, is this smoky quartz. I feel personally like it has a purple undertone, and you wouldn't think much of this at first glance. But to me, smoky quartz is one of those crystals that you can carry with you that acts as a protector without being so in your face and heavy energetically. It's kind of just one of those things that just keeps the aura clean and it keeps us aware, especially with these 2 combined, amethyst and smoky quartz. Now our final crystal here, and I'm not going to take it all out, but I'll just show you an example. This is what we need when we're faced with the Tower and the Judgment card. If we need quick grounding energy, or something happens in your life and you start to feel like, afraid or unsure, I feel like the quickest acting crystal when you're feeling extremely ungrounded or unprotected or afraid would be black tourmaline. Highly recommend. I personally feel like this is the fastest working. It brings my energy down instantly, like when I'm having a panic attack or anything like that. And I'm not saying this is going to be a negative journey here, guys. I'm just saying, there's lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, we need to make sure we are, we're aware, we're connected, amethyst, we're on guard. And if things start to get out of hand, we have this black tourmaline. But the smoky quartz will do. And again, I'm infusing these crystals, this energy, this frequency into this transmission. I mean reading, right? So you don't have to own those guys for it to work, basically. All right. Look, your new path is opening. Card number 1. I told you this was like opening an old wound with the Ten of Swords. This is a painful thing for some here, and you're gonna feel challenged. Capricorn challenges. Capricorn is the teacher, and this is something, this energy here, it's at least for the next 6 months. So you could be kind of battling with yourself here. Like this could be, it's giving me the storyline with the Ten of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment card. It gives me this sort of energy of someone who used to be like an amazing basketball player or something like that, and something happens and they end up feeling like they failed in some way, like with the Five of Swords. Maybe they didn't play college ball like they thought or whatever. Now I'm seeing this energy of this basketball player as an older person. I know this is the plot of some movie and I don't know which one it is, but I'm mixing archetypes all together in my head from like lots of different movies and stuff. I'm also getting Aquila and the Bee. That's such a good movie. It's just such a heartwarming energy. This here, guys, this is like an old basketball player becoming a coach, and they end up finding their true path in being a coach, not in playing basketball themselves. Being a coach and working with those kids, that's their true path. That's what made them feel like it was all worth it, But this is also, it's one of those things where, you might feel a little bit like disgruntled at first with the Ten of Swords. Like you could even be divorced, or you could have had a bad blowout with a friend, or a bad breakup that's turned you off to all approaching offers. For some of you, you're this King of Wands and someone's approaching you, or this King of Wands is the one approaching. Either way, I'm just seeing love entering the scene. And now for others, this can also be this idea with the Knight of Cups is approaching you again, and you could find yourself, this King of Wands, you could find yourself thinking like, well, that dream has died with the Death card. Like, that's something that I left behind. And for some of you, you're going to feel this feeling, this deep feeling rise up in your heart again with the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. And you're going to be like, I'm meant to share my experiences. Like, it's a very spiritual card with the Hierophant. You may be a teacher, but it may also be that you're like an energy healer, or you're someone that has a book to write or a podcast to start. It doesn't have to be that for everybody, guys. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be something that you do. It's just something, a part of yourself that you feel got lost somewhere. And now it's a positive thing, but it hurts. It physically hurts my chest. As I'm bringing this energy up, I feel there could even be some bitterness here for some people with the Ten of Swords. This just feels like, well, it says on the Five of Swords, it says the word defeat. So you may feel like you were defeated. This looks like shards of glass on the Five of Swords Thoth tarot card. But here it is again, opening up to you in a brand new way. This old energy has transmuted and it's arriving in its new form. You might not even recognize it. You might not even realize that this is your pathway or this is your person at first. That's why we have the Knight of Pentacles here to the Page of Wands, which brings us full circle to this Princess of Wands. That's why we have this Knight of Pentacles. Just approach this slowly. Slow down long enough to see what this pentacle even is. Like, he's holding the pentacle in his hand, and here's the Ace of Discs here. slow down long enough for this new moon in Capricorn. You might even want to do like a meditation or something like that, write some things down. Look at this pentacle and observe it and see what is actually inside it and what it has to offer you. Look, your new path is opening. Card number 2 for the collective. 5 of Pentacles. See, I told you guys, this is a sore subject of some kind. These are tough energies with the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, especially right next to each other, right? But with 2 5s, this is the energy of change, and 10s are it's over. Something, the old thing is over. So again, there's room to self-sabotage with the 5 of Pentacles and repeat old patterns and create a self-fulfilling prophecy like, oh, you know, everyone always just leaves me out in the cold. You know, everyone betrays me. I don't trust anyone. And guys, I've said all of those things myself. So I'm not saying you shouldn't take your time to like grieve and let yourself be angry or let yourself cry or let yourself go through even a couple year period if you have to of just like hating the world. I know that sounds controversial, but I feel like we should just go with the process, right? Grief is different for everyone. The 5 stages of grief, or however the hell many there are, because there, you know, there's varying viewpoints, right, on that with the 5s as well, the 5 stages of grief. I'm not going to come on here and tell you, like, my brother died a few years ago. It's like, you're not going to tell somebody whose brother died just to get over it. You know, I'm always going to be grieving my brother's death in a way, right? Even as time passes now, you know, and with the Death card and the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles and stuff, you might have lost someone, right? Or you might have felt like an old relationship is gone, or an old way of life, or you could have just simply even practically gone through some sort of financial hardship here. That weighs heavy on us, all of that stuff. And it just piles on and piles on and piles on. And that's why Capricorn, he's tough, right? Saturn is tough. It's not that they don't have emotion, the energy. It's, there's a time to grieve and then there's a time to be strong. And we had the Strength card, right? Where we decide the life we want to live. And if we want a better life, we're the ones who create that brick by brick, day by day. And no one's going to give it to you. No one's going to hand it to you. No one's coming to save you. I learned that from Mel Robbins. She's actually a Libra. But that tough love sort of energy, it's like no one's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. So it's going to bring up this happy, good thing. It's going to bring up all of this stuff. That's what I'm getting. Right? And this is not supposed to be negative, guys. I'm just saying it's tough. You know, this energy is like, this would be something that feels like you want to avoid it. Don't miss this. Don't miss this. And for some of you, you're like, well, I don't want to miss it. What is it? What is it? Don't worry, guys. It's not literally like, you know, a pentacle coming down from the sky and like, oh my God, like, what if I miss it? It's not like that, guys. It's just energy, right? It's just something that, you know, we just have the opportunity to look at certain like lessons and stuff coming up, and you might not even notice it's happening, and I'm just narrating a process that's subconsciously happening, and you don't really have to do anything with it. It's just letting you know what some of the symptoms could be as energy, this new powerful energy is opening up for you. You may just have a negative reaction at first. I'm hearing reactionary abuse. You could have, trigger warning, guys, you could have dealt with like abuse in the past and stuff. And now this like awesome person is coming in and you're like, oh my God, like you could be judging them harshly with the judgment card because you stopped believing that love was even possible. Like there's a part of you that's died here, guys. This feels hard, and I understand. There's bitterness here, there's resentment here, there's callous here for some of us, and all of those things, the way to heal it is sometimes the universe digs it up on purpose. It's like an old fossil that's being dug out of the earth. And it's an uncomfortable process, but it's worth it. And sometimes they kind of force us to do things that will end up being better for us in the long run. Right? That's Capricorn. It's like, you want to save $1,000? All right, we can't get that coffee in the morning anymore. My coffee. It's like, well, let's figure something out. Capricorn is they're all about solutions. Okay, so it cost us $8 at Starbucks. Can we get some supplies for home? Can we make our own cold foam? Like, what if we can bang out 3 drinks for the price of 1 that you normally are buying? Just as an example, I'm just saying, guys, like that's Capricorn. There's sacrifice with Capricorn. Because for some of you, this is a very practical message with the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles and stuff. This is like, we need to save money with the Five of Pentacles. We're trying to save money, or, you could be working on your self-esteem as well. And this is the opportunity to work on the harder aspects. I'm hearing it like that. So this could be even hard aspects in your chart that cause you to feel more like closed off or just naturally. And that's just your chart, guys. It's not always from trauma. It can sometimes be, that we're meant to evolve I believe our astrology is meant to evolve. It's meant to kind of challenge us to rise to the occasion again. So that's my perspective personally. And I feel like even if you don't follow astrology, it's a philosophical, spiritual notion, metaphysical as well, that hard aspects, it's meant to cause us to rise to the occasion so that we have a better life, even if it's hard at first. Like saving money or working on ourselves or doing things that scare us. That conditioning is what causes us to change. Look, your new path is opening. Card number 3 for the collective. Guys, the 9 of freaking Pentacles, dude. I told you, for some of you, this is a strictly financial reading for people where you're going from a place of feeling like you have some sort of lack, 5 of Pentacles, and have experienced great loss of some kind or pain with the 10 of Swords. 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. That's a tough energy, going from a place of loss to a place of abundance and gratitude with the 9 of Pentacles. This could literally be saving money for some people, this message. And that's Capricorn. Like, we could be having this whole like dramatic meeting in the boardroom, right? And really we're just talking about the numbers where it's like, all right, this dark, dreary, like intense and then we get to the end of it and it's like, all right, so for quarter 4, we're looking to almost double our revenue from the 5 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles. I mean, for some of you, you're almost going to double your revenue if you have like a business or something. Hold on. Remember to drink your water. I made this cup and I use it like literally every day. I like to test stuff to make sure it works. This is literally an indestructible cup. Like, I bring this everywhere. It's stainless steel. I don't sell this one, but I'm working on new products for this year. Okay. Whatever this is for you, whether it's literally finance or this is more like self-esteem, or this is working through some sort of trauma, you're coming out totally solid with the Nine of Pentacles because you chose to say yes to this new pathway. You come out on the other side as this Nine of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, I know this is going to sound wild. I'm just going to say it. The Ace of Discs, number 1, we're in a 1 year, 2026, to the Nine of Pentacles. So from the 1 to the 9, this message here, this could be referring to the next 9 years. Like, this is a big cycle. Because I feel this Capricorn reading tying in to the numerology for whatever reason. So this could be like, because this is very realistic, going from the 5 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles over almost a decade. Now, I'm not trying to discourage you guys, but I'm just saying, like, this is a Capricorn energy. Like, this would be like, say you have, I don't want to say that. I don't want to give specifics because everybody's in different socioeconomic places, so I don't want to like put an actual dollar amount on it, but again, 5 to 9, that's almost double. Like, for some of you, you're buying a second house or you're buying a vacation home, and for others, this is like you're able to establish a savings so that you can retire. Like, this is long-term stuff with Capricorn, but again, this is the new moon in Capricorn. This is at least for the next 6 months. So for some of you, you may just save, you may save a few $1,000s, or you may just have more sales if you have a business, or get a raise at work. But again, with the 9 of Pentacles, this could also have to do with love here as well, with the Lovers and the Knight of Cups and the King of Wands and stuff. Like, the King of Wands would be the one that had the courage to approach this 9 of Pentacles. So this would be someone that's more your style, guys. Like, this would be someone that's going to approach you, like, if you're looking for love. So much love, everybody. I hope that this was a fun reading for you. I feel great. I love Capricorn energy. I do have a North Node in Capricorn, so, this resonates a lot with me specifically, but this message here, like, that's why I'm tapping into something, because it makes sense for me to explain it, if that makes sense. And I really do see people coming into more money. I'm seeing people coming into relationships that last, like, especially with the Hierophant. Like, you could be finding your forever person, your forever home. Like, you might build a home, or you may literally go from rags to riches here with the 5 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles after facing loss or failure in the past. It's like, now this is the real run. This is the true path with the Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers. For some, it's just everything. Like, it's love, it's money, it's career, and it's because you're doing it right. Like, Capricorn is built to last. You guys are manifesting like a person that you can actually spend your life with, or a career that you actually enjoy and you can do it for the rest of your life. Like, some of you are investing. Capricorn is long-term, established this can also be your reputation. Like, you could be seen one way, and who cares? But I'm just saying this is a possibility in closing. You could be seen as this 5 of Pentacles, and then you're gonna pop up a few years later, and people are gonna see you as a totally different person with the 9 of Pentacles because you built your life up, from a tough place, guys, with the 5 of Pentacles. And now not everybody's in some tough, tough, tough place. This could be something that happened in the past with the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles, but now you're in a good place to where you're ready for this next stage. So much love, everybody. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Always great to have you. If you would like to listen to the Metamystic Show, you always can on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST, as well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. I'd love to have you guys follow me over on TikTok and Instagram as well. I do daily 3-minute readings every morning, just to connect with everybody and get our messages to everyone. I love connecting with you guys over there, so follow me over at The Metamystic as well. And if you want to book a personal, I would love to have you. You can always just send me an email and we can book one for you. And I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart who donates to support my work and support this show. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. And happy new moon in Capricorn.